So I'm 19 years old, I'm quite young, but I feel like a lot's changed in the world for my generation. My generation's witnessed a lot of changes in the world, and this is something that I noticed. I'm pretty sure I'm from the last generation that ever had to do PE in their underwear. I'm sure a lot of you will know about this. That's quite a weird custom to do that, isn't it? I think that's quite strange. Who was the first kids that ever went into school one day and said, look, I'm sorry, sir, but I haven't got my PE kit today, so I should just do it in my trousers, or, I could do some maths homework. The teacher looked at him and went, no. Now, I hardly ever say this to my students, but what you're going to have to do is get almost completely naked and run around this hall here. So I spent some time in America recently, and something I noticed when I was out there is that culturally they're a lot more religious than we are. I've met a lot of people there that are religious. Almost everyone I spoke to was religious, mostly Christian people. And I don't believe in God, and I quite like proving people wrong. So I had a lot of discussions about faith with people. And something else that I found out was that a lot of Christians nowadays believe in the notion of evolution. But then, then again, a lot of Christians also believe in some quite wacky shit, so I'm not going to take their word for it on this one. But I was staying with a friend when I was in America, and she was religious, so she invited me out to her church. And I went along, and I've been to churches here before, and it's usually just big cold rooms with uncomfortable chairs. But this was a church in America. This was a little bit special. I wasn't quite ready for how kind of hip and cool this church was. We got there and the place was packed. It was unbelievable. You'd think that Jesus was doing book signings in there. It was incredible. And there were all these really expensive cars and really expensive clothes. And I felt a little bit like I was kind of underdressed. And something I noticed, you had to pay for parking, which I thought was a bit weird for a church. But just before we got in there, I said to my friend, I don't really know what to expect. And she said, it's fine. Usually there'll be a little band will come on and they'll play a couple gospel songs. So I thought, that's cool, I'll get to see some live music. We went in there, the band was Spandau Ballet, right? And they were filming the whole thing on big, proper TV cameras, presumably for the members of the congregation who couldn't afford parking and couldn't get in there. But I actually dated a girl for a while, and she was religious. And when she broke up with me, she said that she couldn't be with me anymore because she'd spoken to God, and that God had told her that she needed to focus on other things. And when she said this to me, I went, God told you that, did he? Yeah. Can I have a word? So I tried speaking to this fella for about 30 minutes, and I wasn't getting anything through from him. He wasn't giving me anything back. And she said, well, you can't just speak to him. You have to believe in him in order to get an answer back. And I went, oh, okay. So then I believed in him, and still was getting nothing. I didn't realise we were working on Tinkerbell rules. So then she said, well, even if you believe in him, that's still not enough. You have to devote your life to him. You have to show him that you love him. Which was actually bollocks, because after about half an hour I did get in touch with him, I did speak to him. It was easy, it just took a bit longer than I thought it would. And he was alright, he was quite cool. He cleared a few things up for me. Apparently she was full of shit, but me and him are good mates now. So I'm almost done, but just before I go, there's something I just wanted to talk about here. Something that doesn't get brought up a lot in popular culture. And I've talked a little bit about Christianity, so I think it's only fair to talk about the flip side. So I want to talk a little bit about Satanism. Now, the thing about Satanism, I think it gets often sort of misjudged or misconstrued in the mainstream opinion. But I don't think, a lot of people think that, if you're a Satanist, that you have to, ritualistically sacrifice goats, or worship the devil. To be a Satanist, you don't even have to believe in the devil. All you have to do to be a Satanist is reject the idea of a God and accept yourself as your own God. Isn't that kind of cool? I think that's pretty neat. Not a lot of other religions let you be your own God. I think that's what I quite like. The only reason I bring it up is because I dated a girl for a while, and she was a Satanist. And when she broke up with me, she said it was because she spoke to Satan, and that Satan had told her that she needed to focus on other things. And when she said that, I went, So I tried speaking to this fella again, and actually took a lot quicker than I expected, because I didn't have to believe in him. And he cleared a few things up for me. She was actually telling the truth, but me and him are good mates now. Okay, thank you. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for the godlike Sam. For our next act, we have one half of the Largonauts.
We do.
Which